Broadcasting from Lerner and Rowe Studios, this is AZP365, your home for Arizona sports conversation. Here's your host, Jose Garcia.
What a way to wrap up the AIA winter season. Welcome to our weekly AZP365 podcast. If you missed what unfolded during the final days of our winter championships, don't worry, we have you covered. On our show today, we will reveal our top 10 winter postseason plays. We'll also debut a new segment, The Director's Chair. AIA Executive Director Dr. Jim Dean traveled to Tucson this week to do his first sit-down interview for the show. His first guest was none other than University of Arizona star Koa Peat, a former four-time state champ at Perry. This week, he took some time out to catch up with us and talk about March Madness. We also will start transitioning to the AIA spring sports season. Our first spring guest was recently named the National Coach of the Year in girls volleyball, Jamey Spartz of Sandra Day O'Connor. We are looking forward to that interview. When we return, it'll be the doctor with the dunker. We'll be right back.
This segment is presented by the Fiesta Bowl, celebrating excellence on and off the field, while creating unforgettable moments for athletes and fans across Arizona.
I don't know if you heard, but we hired a new reporter for our show, and we hear he can hoop. He showed off his touch last week while the open finalists were practicing. This week, he went on the road to see if he can get a potential first-round pick to join him in a dunk contest. We don't know if Koa Peat accepted, but we do know that he was very gracious enough to sit down with AIA Executive Director Dr. Jim Dean.
Hey, I'm Jim Dean with the AIA, and today we are absolutely thrilled to be joined by the University of Arizona's own Koa Peat and Perry High School's own Koa Peat. So,
sure.
How you been, Koa?
I've been good. You know, life's been treating me well. We've been winning out here, so I mean, it's been really good. Really enjoying my college experience.
What's it been like to transition from high school to college and be in a huge college program and be a huge part of that program?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different. You know, the exposure and, you know, all the people watching the games, you know, all the media. But I mean, I feel like I had great coaches in high school, and Coach Dwayne and Coach Hartwig that got me ready, you know, to play here and, you know, to play physical basketball. You know, college basketball is definitely a physical game, so it's different. And I think I've always had a pretty good IQ, so I kind of know the game. We
just wrapped up our state championships of basketball the last 2 weeks. You played in the last 4 high school championships that we had before this one. Did you get a chance to catch any games?
I watched the Perry game for sure. You know, I had to support my guys. I actually watched their semifinal game here in Tucson the other day. Me and my teammates went to
We heard stories about that, so tell us about that.
It was really cool, you know, to just see Coach Hartwig and Coach Collard, how they're doing over there. You know, they're really doing good with the team. Couple of players I played with, like JJ and Jaden, to see them was really cool, and then the young guys coming up too, so it was cool to see that.
Now, Miss Burks told us that you guys sat behind the bench.
Yeah, and also, my bad, seeing Miss Patterson and Miss Burks. Love those.
There you go. Absolutely love it. So how was it sitting behind the bench in a high school game? Would it bring back a lot of memories for you?
Yeah, for sure. It was really cool. You know, the environment was cool, you know, to see all the fans there. It was really cool.
That's great. Thinking back to your high school career, right, both when you played and the experience just going to Perry High School, what's the best thing about high school?
Honestly, I would say like the environments of the games. You know, it was really just cool to, you know, have your whole school behind you, you know, rooting for you, and then just making those friendships that last a long time. You know, I'm still talking to my teammates from when I played at Perry, and I mean, just to be 5 minutes away from my school, you know, and then to go there and do what I did there was really special for me.
Now you've transitioned to the U of A, right? And was it an easy transition? I mean, you talked a little bit about what Coach Dwayne did to help you out. What are some things you've learned here that they're a little different than the high school game?
You know, just a lot of schemes and scouting for sure. A lot of preparation. You know, you got to take care of your body a lot. But I mean, I feel like I've always had a pretty good routine. So I think I was ready for college at a young age. So to come here now, I feel like I've got better as a player, learned a lot of things, and, you know, I feel like the sky's the limit for me. I just want to keep getting better.
And Koa, you played on Olympic teams, right, throughout your high school career. How did those prepare you for the college game?
Definitely prepared me, you know, playing with the best players in the country. You know, I came here with a really good team, so I kind of had to like find my niche and, you know, figure out how I'm going to score, how I'm going to affect the game if it's not scoring, you know, how I'm going to rebound, how I'm going to, you know, distribute the ball to my teammates. And when people, you know, keying on me and double team me, I get to pass to my teammates. So, I mean, simple stuff like that. And then, you know, playing in those environments like USA and club basketball at the Compton Magic, I think it really helped me and got me ready for the college level, just you know, playing with other good players.
What a great thing, right? Absolutely fantastic thing. So now you look ahead. I mean, you won 4 state championships, you know, one state championship and then 3 open championships, you know, with the AIA, and now you guys have a great team and a great opportunity ahead of you. Tell us your focus as you go into the Big 12 tournament and then the NCAA March Madness.
My focus is just to win. You know, I've always been a winner my whole life, so I want to win championships, hopefully the Big 12 championship and the national championship. That's the goal.
That's a good thing. Now, you talk about winning, but for a couple years now, you keep ducking me in a dunk contest. So I mean, I'll tell you, my first dunk is over the head, you know, and go from there. So no, it's been great conversation and great talking with you all the time. What is your message to the young high school kids? I mean, you've had a great high school career, you've had a great college career so far in 1 year, and you have just a great future ahead of you. What do you tell that young kid at Perry, at any of our AI high schools? What do you tell them about high school and about playing high school basketball?
I would just say don't take it for granted, you know, work as hard as you can, stay in the classroom, and just enjoy it with your friends and family. You know, those are some of the best years of my life, especially at Perry, so I can't get that time back, so I would tell them not to take that time for granted.
Those were some very valuable lessons that Koa relayed to high school students. Welcome back to the show. A big thanks goes out to Koa for joining us and for continuing to be such a great role model. We wish him and his team all the best as they tip off the Big 12 tournament play today as the #1 seed. Our next guest just started her march toward another #1 ranking. Jamey Spartz will take a seat here in our Learn and Row studio to talk some beach volleyball. Yes, we do play beach volleyball in the desert, just in case you were wondering.
Healthcare can be complicated, but your coverage shouldn't be. Banner Aetna brings care and coverage together, making health a little less stressful. Banner Aetna, your official health insurance partner. Need a ride that goes the distance? Valley Toyota delivers dependable vehicles and award-winning service. No gimmicks, just great cars. Valley Toyota, let's go places. Strong minds matter. Talk Now AZ gives students and families access to mental health support because checking in is just as important as showing up. Talk now, talk often.
Coach Jamey Spartz and her Sandra Day O'Connor Eagles are currently the queens of Arizona high school beach volleyball. They've won the last 4 Division I team beach titles. They also achieved what is likely a national record, a 62-match win streak. For her efforts, the National Federation of State High School Associations recently named her the National Coach of the Year in girls volleyball. Not bad for somebody that started her volleyball program from scratch.
This segment is brought to you by Raising Cane's, home of the craveable chicken fingers, signature cane sauce, and fueling fans and athletes alike.
Jamey, first of all, congratulations.
Well,
National Coach of the Year. What an honor when you heard that you received that award. What was that like?
I'll be honest with you, it's definitely a humbling feeling, and knowing that I was selected among the nation, it just proved to like all the hard work that I had instilled in my life and everything that I built to build a really strong community and the village that we put together. It just shows that anything can happen. So for me to represent that, it's a very humbling and honor.
We're going to talk about that work ethic, and we're going to talk about your village. I did also want to talk about the streak. 62 team wins in a row.
Yeah.
When you started this program 10 years ago, did you ever imagine winning that many matches in a row?
No, not at all. Like I said, I was new to the sport. Again, when this whole idea started with my daughter, and just, hey, the concept of beach started kind of like, started being known a little bit, and the popularity wasn't quite there yet, but people were talking about it, and some small schools, or some schools were playing and trying it out, the pilot and everything. And then when my daughter came, it's like learning the background of the game. No, I could never imagine that is going to happen. So it is definitely pretty cool.
That is awesome. I do have to talk about what happened recently.
Yes.
That streak came to an end during a back and forth battle with Xavier, one of
Yes.
the powers in the state.
Yeah.
Tell us about that match. And, I know you want to start a new streak after that now,
exactly.
right?
We did look at it as it was a win-win, to be honest with you. We didn't go into where like, oh my gosh, what if? We did have some adversity to deal with. We have a couple of the players injured and was not in the main lineup as well. But the fact that the girls stepped up and played really hard and competed at the level that, we are always competing in one of the best schools, as well as Xavier, who is, icon of Tim McHale, who I admire and respect highly. So for us to compete against that, to us, it's like we win. It just shows that with our adversity that we can really become even stronger for postseason. If we do lose, we know that we're right there with them, and how we, bounce back from the loss. The girls did such a fantastic job. They knew, that their heart was there, and it just didn't fall our way. But we really are excited to see what we can produce. And it's early in the season too, and so it was a great competition match. It came down to the twos, went to third set. So it was a really fun feeling to have that intensity and competitiveness, knowing that is what state looks like. So for them to be able to experience that early in the season was really awesome.
Should be a great race all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tim McHale,
Yes.
when you started your program, he's one of the first persons you sought advice from.
Yes.
Known well around, not just locally, but nationally. Tell us what he helped you out with when it came to getting your program off the ground.
Honestly, he just gave me some advice. It's like, trust the process, and, everything you do, you're going to go through the highs and lows. And he just gave me some, advice in like how to handle parents and how to handle the, the situations that you might, arise. And, we all have, sometimes we call it haters and lovers. And, that he did say that is going to happen. When you are at the top, you are going to get those kind of, reactions. But as long as you stay true to who you are, the success is going to come out automatically. And he really has been a great mentor, a friend, one of my great friends, and just as another young guy that I just always admired.
There might be some young coaches listening to you, and there are haters and lovers.
Yes.
Managing all that
Yes.
now, from your perspective, after getting some help from Tim and now what you've seen over the last decade, any advice maybe that you might give some of those young up-and-coming coaches?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing that you have to instill is what is your culture going to look like. And that's one of the things that Tim did also advise, is that build the culture that those kids will have a buy-in. And if you have those buy-in with those kids, I mean, I'm telling you, they will do what it takes to, support and have the success. So I think building the culture, building the relationship is very, very important. It's not about the wins and losses for us. It's about if you can help these individuals believe in the process and believe in themselves and be their biggest advocate, but also, be accountable for what they do. I promise you that you're going to have great success.
Speaking of great success, one of those players under your tutelage went on to great success at the University of New Orleans. Your daughter, Alexa, who actually got the beach ball rolling there at O'Connor. She's the one that said and urged you, can you start a beach program at that school? Take us back to that, day one, and what was the conversation like between you and Alexa?
I'll be honest with you. She was an avid gymnast, and she actually competed at a high level, level 9, with Olympian Jade Carey. They were really great friends, great teammates, and so she was like, "Mom, I'm going to do gymnastics. I want to play gymnastics. Compete in gymnastics in college." And that was when she was obviously 8 or 9, but. The growth, I did put her in club volleyball. I mean, she was 12, and she was like, why am I playing volleyball? I want to do gymnastics. And I said, no, you just never know. And Lord and behold, there she is. Like, she's playing volleyball club, and she's doing gymnastics. She's doing all these multiple sports at the same time. And they had a conversation where there were about 12 girls that wanted to play beach, and they saw Xavier, they saw some other schools playing it, and they're like, hey mom, we have 12 girls that want to play beach. Not majority of them didn't have much beach background, but hey, let's just try. And so I did tell her, I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I can make this happen, but I will do what I can. And so I did reach out to Tim McHale. I did reach out to Dr. Miller, our principal, and our AD at the time, Chandler Evans, and I basically approached the plan and the idea. And I was fortunate enough to I had one of my great friends who I also trained and coached through club season, Sienna, and I reached out to him, and he was like, how much do you need? And I was like, oh my goodness. And so she just gave me a check and said, here, get this started. And so I brought it to Dr. Miller, and I told Alexa, hey, I got good news. They approved it, and they were just so ecstatic. And that first year, probably one of the most favorite year I'll ever have, because again, everybody was brand new to it. Everybody was learning the process, and we did have a couple girls that did beach only at the time, and that played at the next level, like Kelly Agnew, and Megan McCall. Like those were the girls that actually did have some beach background. And so it was that experience that we really was able to get to the next level. It was fortunate enough when she decided to quit gymnastics. She's like, Mom, I want to play college. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is what we need to do. So we had to sit down and really talk about our plan of how we're going to get there. Wow. And she worked really hard that summer, and she was fortunate enough to get recruited. The
opportunities that were created, because I think now over 25 kids have gone on to play D1 volleyball.
Yeah, through that program,
Yeah, so, I mean, that's awesome. And it all started with that conversation between you and your daughter. Speaking of your daughter, full circle moment here. She's back on your team as a coach for the very first time.
Yes.
What's that like? And I know your son, Jared, also is on your coaching staff.
Who knew that I was going to be a volleyball coach, first of all, because my background was basketball. But it all started in the idea of being athletic, being involved in sports all my life. When I first got my high school job, they asked me to coach volleyball, and who knew that, they started in my womb, when I was coaching, and they are back to full circle. And Alexa, like I said, was pursuing to be a physician assistant. So she just finished her physician assistant degree. So she gets to graduate in a week and a half. So I'm really very, very proud of her. All the hard work and persistence that she did, it just shows you that determination. And I think she also knows the celebrations that I have when all these kids accomplish things. She loves to see that too. And knowing that she had some downtime, I had asked her, hey, would you be interested in helping? And she's like, why not? And there she is. Like, she's, been so awesome being here every day when she can, and helping out with the games, coaching, and competing with the girls. And then my son, same thing. He's been part of my assistant coach for the last 2 years as well. Mm-hmm. And then he's also was my assistant coach for indoor. So just being able to have that full circle with my own, like that, that we started when they were in my womb, and so it's really cool to see, back to full circle.
You've truly birthed something very special there at Saturday.
Yes.
Speaking of determination, the work ethic. I'm just looking over the list here. You're coaching beach volleyball. You're coaching indoor volleyball. You're teaching. You're also the boys' spring volleyball. Fall volleyball coach as well.
And then my son was also playing his last year.
As well, and you're watching your son playing college. That work ethic, where did it develop for you?
Honestly, growing up, I grew up in a very, very small town, and so everybody knows everybody, and my parents are both teachers. And so with that being said, it's like they taught us how to, what it takes to work hard. Because when you work hard, everything pays off.
It takes a village. I know you've got a couple of great assistants.
Yes. Your
superintendent, your principal. Tell us about that village, because you get a lot of great support.
Yes, I do. I am very fortunate that I was able to have Jake and Brett Sina. This is our 6th year together. And, with their wealth of knowledge and what they have, succeeded in their program for the club they have, is called Stealth. I remember the very first time they came and they reached out to me and said, hey, we're going to open up this, new beach program and beach club. We'd love to, get some insight from you. And here we are together, and hit their wealth of knowledge, their background, their experience. It just takes that village to be able to have support of each other. We have the weaknesses of everybody that we bring together to bring the strength. We have my Dr. Miller, who's been supportive ever since the launching of this program, and you have the district and Dr. Finch and Kim Crooks, the AD, district AD, that they all been supportive, the success of our program, and it's really nice to have that background of support to make that success.
When you do have time, we hear you love to travel
yes.
with you and your family. And one of the special things about your trips is that you pick a day where you wear a random outfit. I think you've worn an astronaut
suit, yeah.
What's your favorite random outfit that you and your family have
My
worn?
favorite was the one, though, I showed you with I was supposed to dress as a Mexican little fiesta girl. And I was very proud of my husband dressing me, looking really cute. But in the last one, the astronaut one, that was a little different. Everybody looking at us, and I'm like, I promise this is not us. We're not weird. But we call it Goodwill night, and we get to basically go to Goodwill and buy an outfit, and then we have a night that we dress up like that, and we go out, and we go to dinner, and everybody we get to get the entertainment from everybody to watch us look silly.
That's awesome. And I think we might post a photo just to let your family and everybody know.
No worries.
Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
joining us.
Thank you. It's a great honor.
Quick timeout. Because injuries don't follow a game clock, Banner Urgent Care delivers fast, convenient care so you can get back in the action. Banner Urgent Care. Urgent care when you need it most. Your money shouldn't ride the bench. America First Credit Union helps you save, spend, and plan smarter so your finances stay in the game. America First Credit Union. People helping people. Pre-game meals shouldn't slow your team down. EG's team meals are protein-packed and easy to coordinate. Share a 3-foot sub with your team, or enjoy half or whole subs by the dozen. No prep, no hassle, so you can keep the focus on your game. Order now on eat.egs.com. From carpools to clutch moments, Nissan is built for every drive. Reliable, innovative, and always ready to roll. Nissan, innovation that excites.
Thank you to Jamey Spartz for being on the show. Welcome back to our final segment. Coach Spartz has truly sparked something special at Sandra Day O'Connor, picking the top 10 plays from the final days of the winter postseason was definitely a challenge. Thank goodness we had the NFHS Network and AIA Sports Information Director Seth Polanski to help us out collecting videos. It seemed like every day we had a "Did you see that" moment. We will reveal our selection when we return after this brief timeout.
This segment is brought to you by Banner Sports Medicine, the exclusive sports medicine partner dedicated to keeping Arizona athletes healthy, strong, and game ready.
Without further ado, here are our top 10 plays from our final winter season championship tournaments. Number 10, Highland and Hamilton were tied with a trip to the 6A title game on the line. Highland loses the ball, but Emily Surley bails her team out and calls game. She scoops it in. Great awareness by Emily. Highland punched its ticket to a final for the first time in 17 years thanks to Emily. Number 9, 6A Boys Soccer Championship game. Liberty is less than 5 minutes away from losing, but that's when the tall scoring machine they call Caleb Anderson comes through in the clutch for Liberty and Coach Tyler Hussey. Anderson's glancing header off a long Logan Barron free kick ties it up. Anderson got the game winner in the overtime to help his program win its first title and also uplift the spirits of Coach Hussey, who was battling a rare form of cancer. Bravo to Caleb and his teammates for what they accomplished. Number 8, yes indeed, we do have a buzzer beater in soccer. Exhibit A, Glendale Prep freshman sensation Naomi Burge. Naomi was racing against the clock to get her team's first goal in the 2A championship game just before the first half ended. She sprinted 40 yards before beating the goalkeeper and the clock for a 1-0 lead. What a way to collect your 57th goal of the season, and she only needed 18 games to reach that total. Unbelievable. Take a bow, Naomi, and I hope you caught your breath as well. Number 7, Sunny Slopes Ryder Portela put his cape on in the Boys Open Basketball Championship game. Here, he hovers in the air a bit to score 2 of his 16 points in the final. Ryder also grabbed a game-high 17 rebounds to earn MVP honors in his final high school game. What a way to finish a career. Ryder and his dad, Coach Ray Portela, celebrated Sunny Slopes' biggest basketball accomplishment, its first Open Division title. They've been knocking on the door the last couple of years, and they finally knocked it down. Number 6, I was at this game, and so were more than 10,000 fans. The 3A Girls Basketball Championship. Tuba City trailed early, but sophomore Dakota Tallman gave her team a huge momentum boost and sent the crowd into a frenzy. A 3 off the glass just before halftime. The shot heard around the madhouse on McDowell. The Warriors went on to win their first title in 24 years. When they returned home, they had a police escort. There is truly something special about the charm of a close-knit, passionate community, and Tuba City is certainly one of them. Number 5, Micah Mountain's Julian Ordaz did the impossible. He scored twice in the final 60 seconds of regulation in the Open Soccer Championship. Here's the second goal. An expert finish to the right side of the net to force overtime. Even broadcast analyst Dan Salas couldn't believe what he witnessed. The Thunderbolt struck, and their fans absolutely went bananas. That's a great Thunderbolt graphic, by the way. Number 4, and the 4s are wild in the 4A girls basketball title game. Game tied 24-all after a Paradise Honors 3 in the third quarter, but not for long. Mesquite's number 14, Avery Melberg, falls down, but her half-court heave still goes in. Off the glass, too. She told me after the game that she didn't see the shot fall, but that she certainly was happy after being mauled by her teammates. Avery scored a team-high 12 points in her team's championship victory. Number 3, Ashlyn Carup of Pinnacle High was cleared for takeoff at Mesa High. The junior unleashed a 44-yard rocket that blasted into the back of the net to put her team up by 2 goals in the 6A title game. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you finish off a free kick from distance. Absolutely first class by Ashlyn. Number 2, Rashad Ortiz carried his Palo Verde team to a state title. First, he buried a buzzer-beating triple to clinch a spot in the 3A title game after his team erased a 10-point deficit in the fourth quarter. It was the first and only 3 Palo Verde made in the semifinals. Rashad then scored 19 points in the final to take home MVP honors and help secure his program's first ever boys state title in the 64-year history of the campus. Great job, young man. And number 1 goes to St. Mary's Hail Mary that was answered. Down a point in the Open Championship game, facing the number 6 team in the country, Mick Reardon swings around to launch a 30-foot fadeaway for the game winner. Swish! St. Mary's fans storm the court and go crazy. Mick's miracle punched St. Mary's ticket into the Open Final, becoming the first 4A team to do so, and gave us a moment we won't soon forget. And we won't soon forget this winter season as well. The student athletes definitely capped this season in spectacular fashion. What will spring bring us? We can't wait to find out. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. We'll catch up next week.